Meepo, the raid boss of Dota 2. I don't know about you, but when I think of a 1v9 Smurf hero, I think of this silly little guy. So, what actually makes this hero strong? Similar to heroes like Alchemist, this hero just simply scales faster than most other heroes. Having multiple Meepos essentially multiplies the amount of XP and gold he makes, and his kit has excellent farming tools with skills like Poof and Ransack. In a good Meepo game, it can easily feel like the Meepo is playing Turbo while everyone else has to play regular Dota. Another strength of Meepo is that he's extremely self-sufficient. His lockdown, pure damage nuke, and lifesteal spells allow him to comfortably solo kill heroes and take important objectives like Roshan and Tormentor. And yes, Meepo Ransack works on Tormentor, unlike regular lifesteal. Finally, Meepo has excellent Aghanim Scepter and Shard upgrades, giving him additional tools to improve his survivability. Add an Aegis from Roshan on top of this, and you've got the perfect formula for a 1v9 hero. There's no need to be too despaired, as there are some wicked strong heroes against Meepo. Meepo counters can be split into two categories: heroes that scale with Meepo's strength, and heroes that deal insane damage while having high survivability when surrounded. Heroes like Elder Titan, Earthshaker, and Winter Wyvern naturally get stronger as Meepo gets stronger. Once there are many Meepos, an Elder Titan Spirit can give a 300 damage buff, a Winter Wyvern Curse can easily delete one of the Meepos or a nearby ally, and an Echo Slam paired with AoE stuns can kill the Meepo before he has a chance to respawn. Heroes like Troll Warlord, Leshrac, and Timbersaw can deal high damage while surviving Meepo's attacks. If Meepo goes on Troll, he can just ult and turn on the Meepo. Leshrac has lots of AoE damage and control while being able to survive by spell lifestealing off of the Meepo with Bloodstone. And Timbersaw can just vomit out AoE pure damage while having tons of armor. If you don't have one of these Meepo counters on your team, it's going to be an uphill battle. Think of countering Meepo kind of like stopping a snowball rolling down a hill. If you ignore it until the end, it's going to be this massive unstoppable boulder. But if you create obstacles along the way, then maybe, just maybe, the snowball will not have enough size or momentum. In the lane, Meepo is very susceptible to ganks. While he has only one or two Meepos, you can communicate with your team to try killing him. For example, when your mid-hero hits level 6. Additionally, you can also try to place vision on the enemy side of the map to scout out Meepo's movements. Most Meepos will either try for early ganks with their second Meepo, or start to stack in jungle. During the game, Roshan should be the main focus in a Meepo game. Meepo can take it earlier than most heroes, and will aggressively snowball if given an Aegis. Try your best not to let any Roshans go uncontested. Also, make sure to minimize deaths on your team when Meepo gets a new item. Make sure to tell that anti-mage when that Meepo gets blink, or tell your puck when the Meepo gets a hex. Usually in these videos, I want to talk about how to go high ground against the problematic hero, but against Meepo, you should really only go high ground if you kill him. More often, you will find yourself as the team defending against Meepo. The best things I can suggest are to try to play as far inside your base as possible. Try to stay around your tier 4 towers and poke at the Meepo. Best case scenario is that the Meepo dives too far or he gets split up from the rest of his team. If you can, try to avoid simply blinking in and trying to kill him, because this will give him an opportunity to man up and heal from his lifesteal. If you do try to go on the Meepo, make sure that you disable the main Meepo, otherwise he can just use his Ag's Mega Meepo skill to save the disabled Meepo. Itemization. Earlier in the game, items that can help you catch that stray Meepo before it poofs out are really strong. Something like an Atos, a Yules, or an Orchid. Later in the game, you will want to have some items that help you to survive Meepo's burst. Warstaff and Yules can be good early options to buy some time, but as Meepo scales, he might buy a Hex and be able to kill you in one stun. If you're dying to Meepo's Poof Burst, consider buying items that increase your raw HP, since Poof damage is pure. If you're dying to Meepo's right click, consider buying armor items. Evasion can be okay, but most Meepos will take the talent that gives True Strike. If you're a core, you'll benefit from getting farming items like Battle Fury, Mjolnir, or Manta, not just because they're good items against Meepo as a hero, but because you will fall behind in farm against Meepo, and itemizing to accelerate your farm will at least ensure that if Meepo messes up, you can catch up. Later in the game, consider buying damage items like a Daedalus to help chunk through Meepo's HP. An Abyssal Blade can also be good for trying to lock down the Meepo as your attack speed scales. And for magic damage cores, try focusing more on items like Octarine Core, Shivas, and Hex to increase your AoE control and poking potential. Yo, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. You can also check me out on twitch.tv/anthokey. I'm streaming Mondays through Thursdays around 7 p.m. EST. And I promise to start doing weekly uploads on this channel, okay? So keep me accountable. All right, like and subscribe, all that stuff. Thanks for watching. Peace.